Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Kelly. Welcome to Be in the Change. I'm going to get started by reciting my inspiration. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, which most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us. It is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. I'd like to say welcome to everybody who's watching me for the first time, and welcome back, and thank you to everybody who's been following me on this journey where I started in 2019, stating I was breaking up with fear, I was breaking up with shame, and I was breaking up with guilt, and I was going to do a weekly video for an entire year, which I am on the start of year 4. So it's amazing how fast time goes by. In 2020, it was to be kinder and more compassionate to myself and others. Last year was to break up with processed sugar. I have managed to do all of them. The processed sugar thing, though, I'm not going to lie, it's one of the toughest breakups. And I am now officially broken up with processed sugar again. What I realized was the hardest part for me with that last year is I was doing everything on my own with that. And I I need to join another 12-step program, which I'm kind of pissed off about because I'm already in 2. And, every time I had to join one of these 12-step programs, I was pretty pissed off that I needed to go in the first place. So thinking I need a third one, I probably need way more than 3, but 2 so far has been the most I can handle. But I think I need to go and get support for the food thing because it's very hard because we have to eat all day, every day. The drug and alcohol thing, I don't want to say it's easy because it was not easy in the beginning, but I don't need to try and drink every day and see if I don't get drunk, or do drugs every day and see if I don't, get high. So it's not constant all day, every day, a setup over and over like food is, but sugar kicked my ass like everything else did. So you guys, part of my process is I am a minimizer. I grew up in a house where everything you did was like not a big deal. And I never realized how much big deal things were that I've done because I've always minimized. I shouldn't have done them I should have never have been a drug addict or alcoholic. So why would I be proud that I'm not using anymore? Why would that be something that I need a congratulations for? But actually, it's a really big deal to not drink and use drugs when you're an alcoholic and an addict. It's huge. And then after I was about 10 years sober, I quit smoking, which was huge. And when I quit smoking, you guys, I have to tell you, I got hypnotized. I went with a bad attitude. I wouldn't give them my cigarettes. They collected cigarettes in the middle of it, and I would not give them because I was going to need them for later. And my dad paid for it. So I went there with the worst attitude, wouldn't give my cigarettes or my lighter because I knew I would need them. I had a shitty attitude. I didn't pay for it, and it worked. So that is a gift. And that's been, I'm going to say about 20 something years ago because I don't count. I forget the dates. And I was telling you guys that last week, but I do have my drug and alcohol date that I have never forgotten. And it's December 26, 1989. So that's huge. The cigarette thing, I wasn't planning on going back to it. I wasn't planning on it working. So I didn't even know when it was. And then the last thing, the processed sugar, I started on January 4th of last year, but I relapsed a couple of times between November and December. So when I restarted it up, I actually journal every day. So I have it written down somewhere, but I don't remember it. So, but it's something that I'm planning on not doing because it makes me physically sick. And I was telling you guys last week that I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't doing good. I am depressed. And I don't know if it's because I suffer with depression. It's because we're in a pandemic. It's the winter. I don't know why, but it is. And I went country line dancing today at the YMCA, and one of the girls said, "Oh, Michelle, you weren't here last week." And I'm like, "Yeah, I was sick." And she said, "Oh, like COVID?" And I said, "No, depression." And it was the first time out loud that I said it to somebody who doesn't really know me. And I was okay with it. So I'm so grateful that, you know, a lot of times part of the process is you think it, you know it. To actually get the words out of your mouth and tell somebody is a really, really big deal. And it's a really big deal for me. I have now been able to link the words, and I can speak about things that I've gone through, and now I can tell you what I am going through as it is happening, the play-by-play. And that really is a gift. And I didn't know what a gift it was and is, you know, because I minimize. So I'm learning not to minimize, but I have to tell you guys the bravest thing I ever did in my whole life. So I've been working on being in the public eye since 2014, since I wrote my first song, "Hey Cole Swindell, So Worth the Whiskey." And I really thought that I was meant to be a songwriter. I was going to be in the public eye, and that was how it was all going to go down. That did not happen, but it was during the process of having my song recorded, which I never, ever wrote anything. I struggled with reading my whole life. I didn't play an instrument, and I didn't sing, and I didn't know anybody in the music business. So for me to get this song recorded and then to go out and tell everybody that I did it, I learned how to believe in myself, sell myself, and it was from that song. And that was my gift. That was the gift. I realized Cole Swindell and I were probably not going to be friends. I'm okay with that too. So in the meantime, I realized I needed it. I was being called to be in the public eye. I didn't know what it was going to look like. So I've been working on this for years, since 2014. And I was down in Nashville, and some guy said to me, "Michelle, it's not who you know, it's who knows you." And that's when I decided to come home, and that I needed to make myself known. And during that process, the only way I could make myself known is to know myself. And I know myself. I know myself so well that I know all of you because you're me. So I know what you're going to do before you do it, because I did it and I lived it. So I broke up with fear, I broke up with shame, and I broke up with guilt. And I had no idea when I said that that was going to come out of my mouth. And that was the job that God was giving me. So you guys, I have been working behind the scenes for years, and I've lost the ability to fake anything anymore. I can't fake that I'm fine when I'm not. I can't abandon myself, which means when you're like, "Michelle, can't you just?" No, I can't. I can't do something to please you to abandon myself. I can't do that anymore. And it's not fair that you would even ask me that. But I now know that I can defend and protect myself and keep myself safe no matter where I am. So you guys, I know this is long-winded today, but I want to tell you, I need a new SUV. My car is dying. The inspection is up at the end of the month of January. It's not going to pass inspection. It's from 2013. I can't afford to get it fixed. But what I was able to do was I started test driving SUVs, brand new SUVs, even though I have no idea where the money is going to come from for an SUV. So I started researching and looking, and I looked for the top rated luxury SUVs of 2021/2022. And the one that is the best, that is the right fit for me, is the Genesis. And the Genesis is the first book in the Bible. And I tell everybody that I work for God, and I went and test drove this car, and it was, oh my God, it was fantastic. So after I test drove it, I came back in the dealership and I asked them to give me the car for free. I asked the general manager, would you be willing to please give me this car for free? And they didn't say no. They haven't responded yet, but they didn't say no. And that was on Tuesday. Today is Thursday. That is the bravest, boldest thing I've ever done in my life. I've been working without getting paid for years. And usually after you're in the public eye, everybody wants to give you free stuff when you don't need it anymore. And I need it now. And I don't think God wants me to settle for second best. And I don't think he wants any of us to settle for second best or less than what we truly believe that we deserve. And I truly believe that I deserve a luxury SUV that's brand new. So I'm waiting for Piazza Automotive Group of Westchester to get back to me. So stay tuned, stay safe, and I'll see you guys all next week.